Hey guys, and welcome back to Boards, Bricks and Battlefields and another playthrough video of Pavlov's House. So last time we played a standard game of Pavlov's House with the operational card, and I hope that you watched that video. If you did not, I would recommend you to start watching that one first. This time we're also going to use the tactics cards. And there's two ways of playing it with the tactics cards. You can play on veteran difficulty or you can play on elite difficulty. We're going to start with the veteran difficulty, which would be something like the hard mode, and then or maybe more like normal mode, and then elite would be the hard mode, which is the hardest. I would say that on general with on the veteran difficulty, I win maybe a little bit more than half the games, maybe 55% of the games, and on elite, I would say maybe I win approximately 1/3 of the games, maybe 1/4 even. The elite difficulty is very difficult. It is definitely winnable, but it is very difficult. So we're going to get to playing here. Just one thing I want to talk to you before we start playing is that in my first video I discussed AA and how I think it's very important not to overcommit with anti-air guns. And that's because when the Stukas come, you do an action here with a card and I choose to put an AA token, I get to roll 2 dice. So the chances of rolling 2 dice, you have to penetrate the defense of the Stukas, and they have 4 in defense. And if you roll 2d6, which you get from 1 token, you will have a 75% chance to roll at least 1/4 or higher with one of those 2 dice. So it's just a 75% chance to actually block one of them incoming Stukas. But if you instead put a token here in one of these wire communication spots, you have 100% of blocking it, because if that Stuka hits here, you simply remove that token. Another thing that's good with that is that if these areas get hit, you don't have to put any of these Fog of War cards into your Soviet card discard pile. And when those Fog of War, when you got all of them in there, you start with 3 and you can get 4 additional ones. When you have all of those 7 cards in the deck, it's really going to be a troublesome turns. And the last and good thing about doing this is that if you get all 4, you get 1 extra action when you do the Soviet card phase. And again, if you watch my previous video, you saw that happen. And for several turns, I was taking 4 actions instead of just 3 with the Soviet cards. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, let me tell you guys. With these tactic cards, they are going to change how the German cards work. They're going to make them stronger, and they're going to make them more effective. And one of the things they're going to do, they're going to affect Stukas in 2 different ways. And one thing they're going to do with the Stukas is they're going to increase the armor of the Stukas from 4 to 5. And that's just 1 armor point, right? That shouldn't be able to make such a difference. Well, let me tell you guys. If you have a standard Stuka and you roll 2d6, you have a 75% chance to hit at least 1 Stuka with those 2 dice. If you have Stukas incoming with an armor value of 5, can you guess what the statistics are, what the chances are of rolling at least 1 5 with 2d6? A 4 is going to be 75%, so rolling a 5 should not be that far away, right? Well, guess again. To roll a 5 with 2d6, you have about 30%, 30.5% chance. I will give you the exact number because I just crunched the numbers. And let's see here. The actual chance is 30.56% chance to roll a 5 or higher. So on elite and on veteran difficulty, one of these tokens are going to give you a 30% chance of stopping a Stuka, and this is going to give you a 100% chance with a lot of bonuses to it. You don't have to take Fog of War, or you're protected somewhat against Fog of War cards, and if you get them all, you get an extra order. So why would I go with the AA gun? Well, I'll tell you, you're gonna need to go with the AA gun in some of these rounds, because the Stukas, they are just coming with so many of them that if you don't use any AA at all, you're gonna get overwhelmed on this part of the map. So you're gonna have to get some A8, but you should really, if you have a choice between this and this, you should go this. Okay, so we're gonna stop talking now and we're gonna start playing, and we have our 4 starting counters here in the reserve box. I'm gonna start with the Soviet card face, and we will draw 4 cards, and we shall do um, free actions. So I'll start with this, and we put these guys out, and I am gonna go ahead and use, see here, I will use this one, or maybe I should actually go ahead and start planning the staging area. So we're gonna need a lot of these repair tokens, so I'll do 3 of those and then 2 medkits, and then I'll use the Volga military flotilla to put these tokens on the supply line. So that's my 3 actions for this turn. And we now go to, I'm a little bit nervous now. It was a long time since I played with the tactics card. So the first thing you do is you choose one tactic card, the top card, and you reveal it, and then you read it. So this one says coordination. When you place an infantry counter, also place a rifleman roll for its placement location separately. This card takes effect even if the initial infantry counter is suppressed. The additional rifleman can be suppressed separately. So basically it's going to give us 1 more infantry rifleman if we draw an infantry here. So hopefully we do not get an infantry. Sometimes they have no effect. In case we only draw artillery attacks now and Stukas, it's not going to have an effect. So first we have the dreaded artillery, and it's going to hit the purple wall. And again, here we have really hope in the initial turns that we are lucky enough not to roll any damage, because if we get damage, it's just going to be so much harder later in the game. So we roll 5. And yes, very good. We survived that attack without damage. And guess what, guys? We have Stukas. Okay, so we have 2 Stukas to attack us. And the first one goes in 10. That's perfectly fine with me. And then the next one is going to go in 12. Okay. And last card, here's hoping it's not going to be an infantry. It's not. Okay, so the first turn here, the tactic card does not have any effect. We're all 6, so they are going to attack the purple wall again. They're really out for the purple wall this time. And we have a 6 there, so I don't even have to re-roll that one. There we go. So unfortunately, we do have 1 damage, but we survived 1 artillery attack, so that's fine with me. I'm actually going to leave these cards as a good reminder that the next step is going to be the Soviet card phase after I move and use my counters. So we're going to get some suppression onto the board now. I'm going to move, let's see here, these guys out. And then I will do 3 suppression actions. So I usually don't use the action counters if I don't have, very many units on the board like this stage. So we just put 2 in red and 1 in green, and that's it for our phase. We now go to the Soviet card phase. Get rid of these cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am going to use the Volga, bring these supplies into the house. I'll use that's unfortunate, I wanted to repair that wall straight away, but I can't. So I'll use I want to use the 139 signal, but I better use the 13th. I need to get those good soldiers into the house. So I'm getting Chekhov, the sniper, into the house. And for my last, I'm using this. Or maybe I should use this one, get more supplies into the staging area, because it is going to be a struggle later on. So I think I better do that. I'm going to get 3 food tokens and 1 sapper token, and I'll do the 4th food token. Okay, so that's my actions. And now we're gonna go and move to the Germans. So let's see the tactic cards. We have Focused Fire. Increase the value by 1 for each die rolled when making the attack roll for all artillery cards with attack building effect. This is really dangerous when you have a lot of artillery, but I think we got rid of most of it in the first turn. So first we have Stukas, and they are going to attack with 2 planes. First we got 9, which is an AA point. For second attack, we have 6, 7. So that's going to be down here in my flotilla. That's not good. And that's the first Stuka. And then we have a rifleman. He's going to attempt to go into purple, and I actually have no suppression, so I have nothing to stop him with. And then finally we have one more Stuka. So they're really going hard with the Stukas now. And we roll 9, which is occupied, so it goes to 11. 2 more Stukas. 12, 13, 14. So we get rid of this marker. And then one final Stuka attack. I hope I roll 8 or something like that. Let's see, 9, 10, 11. That's also fine with me because that disruption goes here. I'm happy as long as the disruption marker do not go here. I have to take those Fog of War cards. Okay, so now I get to act. I'm going to move in the sniper, and then I'm going to move in Pavlov. And we are going to fire with the sniper 4d6 on that rifleman squad. And we roll a 4. It's a pretty bad roll actually, but good enough to kill that sniper. And let's see here. I'm just going to adjust one of my lights. And then I want to do an attack or an action with Pavlov to activate all of these units. And that should be it for this turn, since I can't activate them. Okay, so then we go back to the Soviet card phase. So far the tactic cards have not messed me up, but keep in mind when you play on Elite, there's going to be 2 of those tactic cards active, so it's really a big difference. So we got 4 cards to play. Okay, so we have our first Fog of War. I am going to use this card to repair this wall. So I lose one of my Sapper tokens. And then I'm gonna use this card, the 13th guards. I am going to get the anti-tank gun, and then I am going to get the AT rifle, so I have them prepared for next turn when they are going to come with a lot of armor. And then I'm going to use this to, let's see here, I'll use it to remove number 13, just so those disrupted tokens don't hit my communications. But again, this is going to be crazy. It is much harder when you play on veteran, so we're going to have a hard time, but we're just going to have to fight. Now we have air superiority, add 1 to the defense value for Stukas. This is the one I was talking about. Here we have a Stuka, and this is why I don't invest in AA very heavily, because shooting them down, again, 2 dice, that would be a 30% chance of shooting down one of those Stukas. We have 3 attacks. And first one goes on 10, so that's gonna pop up to 13. And then we have 2 more attacks. I'm hoping for low numbers. Unfortunately, it's a 9, so that's gonna go all the way up to 14. Now I have to take one of these annoying Fog of War cards. We have 1 more attack to do. I would really like to have a low roll here. Nope, it's 12, so it goes up to 15, and that means we have to take 1 more Fog of War card. But again, this is kind of what you have to expect. We have a Scout. He goes on 5, which is red. I am going to use 1 suppression marker to attempt to suppress him. And I roll a 1. Last German, and now we have attack building again. So we roll a 2, which is going to be the green wall, and he's going to attack with 4 dice. Ah, crap. He manages to break the wall a little bit, so that's 2 hits in the initial phase. That's one less than we had in our last game, but I prefer to have at least one, maximum 1 hit. If you can get 0 hits, you know that it's going to be an easy game, but 1 hit is okay. 2 hits is a bit um, too much. 3 hits, then it's, it's not good. Okay, so it is our turn, and I am going to do some actions here. I am going to unexhaust my sniper, and then I am going to fire with this Soviet counter at that scout. Roll a 1. I'll fire with the next one, and we roll a 6. That's really great. So we get that scout out of the way, and let's remove our action markers. And we go now to the Soviet card phase. So we have completed now the first wave of attacks. That feels good. Only 4 more waves to go. Let's see what cards Lady Luck will give us this time. Okay, so I'm going to use the Sapper to repair my wall. Again, I take my wall very seriously. It should not be down. It's just going to get harder the more broken it is. I'm going to use this to remove a suppression token, and then the next card I'm going to use to put these markers on the board. Maybe I ought to put 1 food on there because that's going to be needed for the next turn. And that's my actions. Now we go. It just feels like it goes so quick when you do your actions, and then doing your German actions is just so hard. So we have a right flank. When rolling to determine Wehrmacht counter placement, roll 3 dice and use the highest result. Ignore the effect of this card if the left flank is also in play. So that's not going to be able to happen on veteran difficulty. So we have this card, and we have 5 defenders in. So we lose 1 of our food markers here. And then we keep playing. We have a rifleman. Remember, we have to roll 3 dice. And use the highest result, so 4. So it's going to go into 4. And we will roll, we will use 1 suppression. I roll a 5 so that the rifleman is suppressed. And then last card, not a Stuka. Okay, I was hoping I would not have to deal with Stukas this turn. Okay, so we have a 10, 11, so it's gonna keep messing up my supply, my communications here. There's only 1 more Fog of War card to put in here. Last attack, 10, 11, yeah, so it goes into the last 17. Now we have to get rid of these, so we're gonna fail. So I take the last Fog of War card into the deck here. This is gonna be a problematic game. Okay, so we act with our soldiers, and I'm simply gonna go ahead and unexhaust all of them. And that's it. We have a raid here, which is gonna be a storm group for school number 38, but I'm not gonna be so bold to go storm raiding here. Okay, so we have some cards to draw here. And let's see what we want to do. I want to use these 2 to remove these tokens. And I don't care too much now about putting tokens on because I already have all of the Fog of War cards in my card deck, so it's now not as important. And then I will use this card to remove a disruption token from 11. Okay, so that's our actions. And we go now back to the Germans. This time they have camouflage, add 1 to the defense value for infantry. So this is going to have effect both now when we use suppressive fire, but it's also going to have effect during my action turn as I try to engage or attack infantry directly. We have a Panzer II. He's going to go on purple. And we have a mortar who is going to attack the red wall. He's going to engage Alexandrov, and he will attack with 4 dice, and he does not manage to score any hit. And then we have a Panzer III as well. Let's hope we don't roll 6. We roll a 4. That's okay by me. So Panzer III will go, what did I say, 4? So he should go over here. Okay, that's it for the Germans. It is my turn to act. I kind of hope that I would have some anti-tanks now, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and use these guys to put suppression markers into place. And that's going to be it for this turn. So we now draw our Soviet cards, and let's hope we can manage to recruit some anti-tank guys, because we badly need them. There we go, perfect draw. So I will use this card to bring in this stuff to the house. And then I will use this card. Let's see, I'll use actually this card to recruit. So let's see our anti-tank guns. I want to get the guy here who has inspiration, and he's going to be accompanied by another dude. So that's 5 points. I have 1 more point, so I can get just a regular infantry here. So I'll get Kislev. So that's going to be, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of want to get the commanders too, but if I do them, it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's too many points. So if I get these two, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay, so I'll do that. I get those guys, that's 4, 5, 6 points. And then I will use I'll use this card to get rid of one of these disruption tokens. Okay, some tough choices to make here. And now we have to survive another German attack. Add 1 to the defense value of Stukas. So we have that nasty card again. We have a machine gunner. He goes on number 4. So I'm going to use one of my suppression tokens to roll to see if he comes on or not. I roll a 5, so luckily we managed to suppress him. And then we have next card, which is a Stuka. He's going to do 3 attacks. 8, 10, so it's going to go into 11. Next one. 6, 7, 8, 9. Wish that was 8 instead. Last attack. Okay, this is better. 5, 6. Okay, so it's going to go on the flotilla. Kind of prefer that, to be honest. Last card, we have Assault. Okay, so this is interesting. Now we have no infantry to assault. We've taken care of all of them. But we're going to have tanks that's going to attack. So first, the Panzer III is attacking the red wall with 2 dice. That is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. We take 1 hit. Purple with 1 die. And that's better. I was going to be very angry if that would have been a 6. Okay, so that's bad, but that's how it goes sometimes. It is our turn to act again. I'm going to move in with my anti-tank guys. They are going to be standing in this area. You could argue I wanted to be in this corner here, but I want to have the stronger one here, which have sight to all of these on that side. And then I'm going to move in. This fella is going to go, he's going to go on green. Okay, so for my first 2 actions, I will activate these AT guys, and I will fire on that Panzer III. They will fire with 5 dice, since they have a AT gun with a attack value of 4, plus an inspiration counter. And, very bad. So we miss, and that's just how it is sometimes. And last action, I am going to use... I'm not going to use Pavlov. I want to save him for the next turn, I reckon. Let's see here. Or maybe I'll use Pavlov and I will activate these guys. So that's 3 actions. And the next turn I can just use to activate, reactivate all of them again. Okay, so we go back to the Soviet card phase. We need to get some food into the house. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna get at least 2 more in. So we need to get food in now. Okay, so let's see here what we want to do. I want to get 2 more 80 guys inside the house. So we're gonna do 2 of these counters, and the last 2 points I can get this. I don't really need a mortar. I don't have enough to suppress with. So let's just get 1 more 80 gun just to be safe. I don't want to get more infantry because I think I'll try to, let's see how far away we are from the next supply phase. Kind of far away, but I think I'll have to try to survive with these soldiers and then get the commanders in the turn after, because I think it's going to be hard to get everything into the house before that. I'll use the sapper card to repair the red wall. And then finally I will use the Volga to remove this disruption token. So definitely a gamble here because we are in a very bad position. If we get multiple Stukas now, we're definitely going to lose, because if they go to 18 and put another one on 18, then it's lost. We have recon. When you place a scout, immediately place a second scout, roll for its placement separately. This card has no effect if the initial scout is suppressed. Okay, so we have an attack building, and it's going to be purple. Wow, they really want to get, oh, it's going to be red this time actually. So good, we repaired red, very good. That means we did not take damage. If we would not have repaired, it would have been bad. We have a sniper, and it's going to go for green. It is going to go for one of the 80 guys, and it's going to roll 4 dice. And he rolls 2 6s, that's a hit. So I'm going to remove 1 medic token to save those guys. They're really vital to save here. And then I'm happy, no Stuka. So we are going to attack a wall. It's going to be the red wall again. 3 dice, and look at that, we roll a 5 again. So really good that we decided to repair that wall. Okay, we're going to do some actions again. First of all, we're going to move in with these guys into this area, and they are going to fire with 4 dice against the Panzer II. So 4 dice firing, and they roll a 6, so the Panzer II is destroyed. And then for my last action, I am going to activate Pavlov. And that's going to be it for my turn. We go to the Soviet card phase. So let's see here what I can get this time. Fog of War. Now I have to shuffle this deck, and I am going to partly pile shuffle it just because I added so many of those Fog of War cards in the same turn. So otherwise I'm just going to have a turn, if I don't shuffle forever, I'm just going to have a turn with a crap load of Fog of War cards. And that's not fun. I mean, you could, instead of pile shuffling, you could just shuffle for a long time and it would shuffle properly, but it's just easier with the pile shuffling. And then I always do some extra shuffling on top of that. And I'm suspecting that this first card we draw might be a Fog of War or not, but yeah, it's not. But you're going to see the difference now with all of them cards. There's going to be so much Fog of War. Okay, so let's see what we want to do here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s. We don't want more soldiers into the house at the moment. We are going to use this to remove this. We are going to use this to remove this. And finally, we're going to use this to remove this. Okay, so now I feel a little bit safer if they come with Stukas. Sometimes you can get 2 free Stukas in a row. If that happens, there's not really much you can do. We do our tactic cards. We have an infantry strike. When you place an infantry counter, immediately resolve an assault effect for all infantry counters on the board if you played an Assault Wehrmacht, as if you played an Assault Wehrmacht card. Okay, so we have a scout, so he's going to do an assault, and he's going to go on purple. So I don't have any suppression in purple. So now he's going to do suppression. So we roll, and he's going to target the sniper. He's going to use 1 die, and he needs to roll a 6. He rolled a 1. Then we have a Panzer III, another Panzer. He's going to go on 4 with his Panzer III friend. You should actually do it like this, so I'll just do it so you can properly see how it's done. A rifleman. And he's going to go on 3. However, I am going to attempt to suppress him. I need to roll a 4 or higher, so we have a 50% chance of getting him. No, I roll a 3. That's unfortunate. He's going to attempt to suppress Chernogolov, and he does not manage to do it. Okay, so it is our turn again. I'm going to use Pavlov to reactivate these. Let's do it the right way. These 3 counters. And then I'm going to use an action to activate this guy. Or unexhaust. And then I would have moved. You should move before you do your actions, but whatever. So I move the sniper here. I take an action with the sniper to attack the rifleman. So I get to roll 4 dice, and hopefully I score 4 or higher on one. Man, I'm rolling very badly this game. Let's hope that my luck changes, so the Germans roll badly instead. Okay, that's it for me. We're going to draw Soviet cards now. So let's see what we can get. So I'm going to use the flotilla to get 2 food tokens into the house. And then I'm going to use... I'm going to use this card to remove this disruption token. And then let's see, we should have 1 operational support here. So cannot be disrupted. Artillery, which is disrupted, so we cannot go for operational support with this card, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would have been a good idea. So I can use a 62nd Army Command Post to get some more tokens on here. So let's see, we need a total of... We have all the food tokens we need. We can put 1 more just to be safe. And then we can put on 3 sapper tokens. They're always needed. And then we can put on a medic kit with that. Okay. So that's our actions. I still haven't drawn any Fog of War cards, so it's going to come and it's going to be dangerous. Left flank. When rolling to determine Wehrmacht counter placement, roll 3 dice and use the lowest result. We have a Stuka. And we get a roll of 4, which is going to be over here, meaning I can't recruit until that's gone. And then we get 14, which is going to go up to 15. We have no more Fog of War cards. Last roll is 13, which is hitting this place. Okay. Next card, we have a Rifleman. So we roll 3 dice this time. He's going to go on... let's see here, use the lowest number. I think it's yes, so he's going to go on 3. And I have no suppression to use on 3. And then we have a machine gunner. Okay. And he's going to go on 3 as well. Wow, that's very unlucky. Oh, I should have rolled 3 dice. He's going to go on 1, actually. So where's that machine gunner? Here he is. Okay. All right, it is time for me to act again. This time I am going to use my anti-tank guys. They are going to fire at this Panzer IV with 5 dice. I need a 5 or higher. Okay, we got him this time. And then I'm going to use 1 action to activate or unexhaust Pavlov. Okay, that's it. We now... It's 3 actions, yeah. So we now go to Soviet card face. It's so annoying when I get this disruption token there, because that's usually where I put my cards. Okay, so we'll use the Volga flotilla to get this up into the house. And then I will use another Volga flotilla to get more tokens into the house. Let's see, I should use actually one more food token would be very good. So I'll do it like that. And the last one, I remove 267th, or no, I'll remove one of these. Okay. So that's it for my Soviet phase. We go now to the next wave. So we have one of these cards. We have to remove 2 of our food tokens since we have 10 defenders. And we should actually have used that strategy card. So Stuka Strike, increase the number of junkers on each card by 1. That really sucks. We have an artillery attack. It's going to go on red. It's going to be 3 dice. Ah, crap. Managed to roll a 6. That's not good. And another artillery attack. Let's hope it's a 1 or a 2, 3, 4. Yes. So it goes on the green wall instead of the red. Yes. We survived that one. That was a close call. Okay, so that's pretty decent. We are going to get this raid. So we failed the school raid. We have another one here, which is the Vuentog. And we get to act now with our counters. I am going to use Pavlov for an action to reactivate these 3 soldiers. I'm going to use this counter to fire 1 shot at a rifleman. And I take him out. And then I'm going to use this fella. Or maybe I'll actually use my anti-tank here. I need to get that tank. So they will get to fire with 4. Let's see, is that... I think that's 1 too many. Yeah, that I can't do that. I only have 3 actions. I forgot I don't have the commanders in the house. So they have to wait. But I can do an action with this guy. So he will fire at that machine gunner with 1d6. Come on. Ah, crap. He misses. Okay, and then we have the Soviet card face. And let's get rid of these tokens so we don't get confused by them. Okay, so that's a very good draw. We're going to use these to recruit guys. We're going to get the 2 commanders. So that's, let's see, that's 8 points. We have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can get 2 soldiers more into the house. Actually, 3 soldiers more into the house. So let's see, we had 8 points. So we have 4 points left. So we'll get this guy. He's pretty good. He's 3 points. So we have 1 more point. So just going to get 1 standard infantry into the house now. So let's do this guy. Okay. So that's 2 actions. And then for our last, we're going to use this sapper to repair that red wall. Repairing your wall is really boring, but it is usually very smart to do it. Oh, crap. I have to change one thing. I forgot about this disruption token, so I have to use one of them first to remove that. And that means I only have 6 points to recruit with. So I will get, let's see here. I will get Naumov for 4 points, and then I will get 2 standard infantry. Let me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so I can get 2 more after that. And again, we only have 1 more supply phase, so I plan to have 15 guys in. So I only need 1 more food token. Okay, that sucks, but again, it is when you start playing with these tactic cards, it's not going to go according to plan. Okay, the Germans come again. Marksman. If a Soviet counter is removed from the game because of a sniper attack, roll to target a different combat position in the same colored area and attack a second Soviet counter. Ooh, okay. Rifleman. And he's gonna go into 4. Mortar. It's gonna target someone on purple. It's going to be Chernokolov, and he's gonna fire with 4 dice. And he does not manage to succeed. He needs a 6 since our wall is in good shape. We have Stukas and we have 4 of them. First one is gonna hit number 10, which will go up all the way up to 13. Give me a low number, please. We have 12, which is gonna go up to 15. 2 attacks left. 11, which is gonna go to 16. Please give me a low number here. Yeah, that's 11, 13, so it goes to 17. Getting a little bit too close for comfort now to number 18. Okay, so we get to act again. I am going to, see here. These guys are gonna move before we start, or actually, maybe they will stay. I want to get rid of that rifleman so we don't have a track building up. So, I'll move him. I want to get, it's more important to get rid of the machine gunner in this case because he has more attack dice or suppressed dice. And I'm going to attack that Panzer free anyway with these AT guys and hopefully get rid of that guy. So we have 2 more movements we can do. So we're just simply going to move in this house. I forgot to do that. So this guy has to stay in the reserves. So these 2 guys activate and fire at the Panzer free. They get 5 dice. And we get it. That's good. And then we are going to attack with the sniper. And he's going to attack that machine gunner. Let's see. He rolls 4 dice. He needs a 4 or higher. So he gets that machine gunner. I actually rolled with 5 dice. Let's do that again. Okay, we got him on the second try. Okay, and that's it for my actions. Now I badly need to get the commanders in the house because you're really suffering from these only 3 actions. It is not enough to defend your house. We are getting to the end, I can say. We have drawn more than half of the German cards, so it is now or never. There we go. Here we're getting the Fog of War cards. I'm not getting what I wanted, and that's how it is sometimes. I am going to use this card to bring this into the house. Now I feel a little bit safer. And then I am going to use this card to remove, this is really bad, number 11. And there's not really anything I can do with this. I could use this to put a mine out, but I'd rather save them to repair my walls. So this is a big problem because basically if we get a Stuka, we're almost guaranteed to fail. So I would have needed here let's see here. So I used the Volga flotilla, and I'm not sure if I used this to. I guess I removed the marker with that one. But yeah, I would have needed now a wire communication or a 267th anti-air. So it's really nothing we can do. We are limited to the cards that we have. Let's just pray now that we do not get Stukas. So we have a coordination. When you place an infantry, also place a rifleman, roll for its placement separately. So please no Stuka, please no Stuka. Panzer IV is the first time in my life playing this game, and I get happy for a Panzer IV showing up. Okay, please no Stuka. Oh, yes. Machine gunner. He's going to go on number 1, and we have some suppression tokens there, so I'll use one of them. And we'll roll a 4, so he does not get placed. However, we have this card takes effect even if the initial infantry counter is suppressed. So we need to roll for a rifleman. So he goes on number 6. And then we have last card. Please don't be a Stuka. It's a machine gunner. And he goes on number 3. We have no suppression here. So we're going to have to roll also for the separate rifleman. He goes on number 1, and there I actually have a suppression. One last. I roll that for a rifleman. Come on now. Oh, I really needed that suppression, but it is what it is. Okay, so kind of in a bad situation in the house now, but this is to be expected this late into the game. I am going to use one action to attack with this guy. He is going to, let's see here, he's going to attack this rifleman. And we get rid of the rifleman, that's good news. And then I am going to activate this commander to reactivate the sniper and these two guys. And for my last action, I'm going to use this guy to fire, or maybe not, because then I can't move in with the sniper next turn. So I think I'll simply use that, and I'll use that to reactivate Pavlov. Okay, so that's my 3 actions. Again, a shame to only have 3 actions. You really need 4 actions here. And now we have to get rid of these somehow, because the Stukas are going to come. Let's hope that we are able to do so. I was hoping for at least 1 recruitment card, so I could have gotten that last commander in, but you just have to do the best you can. We remove this with this card. With this, we remove a 267th, and with this, yet another 267th. Only 1 fog of war so far in the draw, so that's very good. It's when you get 2 or more, it's really problematic. Okay, so the Germans attack again, left flank. When rolling to determine placement, roll 3 dice and use the lowest result. We have a scout, so 3 dice needs to be rolled, and we roll a 2, so he's going to go on track number 2. Please no Stuka. We have a building attack, attacking purple with 3 dice, and no go. And there we go, we get the Stukas. Low number now, please. 9. Thank you very much. 1 more low, please. That's not no, that's 14. That's going to go up all the way to 17. That's problematic. Last shot here. 10, 11. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So, just barely holding on. It feels like getting very busy here on the board. Let me see how far we are to the... We are 2 turns away from the supply phase. Okay, it is time to take some actions. I am going to switch with these 2 guys, and then I am going to use the sniper to target the machine gunners with 4 dice. And he takes them out. And then I am gonna go ahead and see if I can get lucky with these anti-tank guns and take down that damn Panzer IV, because he's soon gonna start firing on my building, and that's gonna be a problem. I need to roll a 6 though, so it's... Yeah, we can. Yeah, they're very hard to get. So if you can manage to roll a 6, it's really good news. Okay, that's it. We used up our 3 actions. We are gonna go ahead and draw our Soviet cards, and this time I have to get a card so I can recruit that last. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's a good draw. So we'll use this. We will get 6 points. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can get 2 guys in the house. We're going to have to leave Hokholov, otherwise he's a very good guy to have, but we'll get him and then Masiyashvili. Okay, so we have the last commander. We are going to remove this with 139. And with this card, we are going to put an AA token on 13. That's our first AA. So you see how late you can get. You can really survive even if you don't use AA. And I haven't used AA a single time. So I'm not going to get too cocky here, because we're going to have another attack now and things might change. Armor Strike. When you place an armor counter this turn, immediately resolve an assault effect for all armor counters on the board as if you were playing an assault Wehrmacht card. That's a very dangerous one. And of course, we start with a tank. Luckily, we don't have any tanks on board, though. They have all died. So we have a Panzer 3. And let me just read this. Roll the 3. When you place an armor counter this turn, immediately resolve an assault effect. So I'm guessing that is, it says for all armor counters on the board. So I'm guessing that's also for the one that you just placed. You have an attack value of 2. Look at that, he rolls Snake Eyes. Okay, and then we have a sniper, thank you. That's actually a good one. We have green. He's going to try to kill Saravev, or whatever his name is. And he succeeds, and I'm going to sacrifice him because I have someone to take his place anyway. I need to have enough spaces into the house here. I only have 2 spaces for my 2 counters, so that works out. And then we have an artillery attack. It's going to hit the purple wall with 3 dice, and we're safe. So again, you can see how important it is to keep your buildings alive. Okay, so we move in with our guys, and keep in mind we still only have 3 actions because he has all of the commanders have to start in a battle position. So we have 3 actions, and we are going to fire at that tank with our anti-tank squads here, which have an anti-tank rifle. Firing at the Panzer 3 with 4 dice. We need a 5 or higher. Yes, we get him. And then we are simply going to activate our sniper or unexhaust him for our 3rd action. Okay. So it is getting very exciting. We are getting closer to the end. Fog of War. Fog of War. Okay, so that's not ideal, but it is what it is. I am going to use this one to remove this. And then I am going to use this one to remove number 9 disruption. So it definitely could have been worse. I feel a little bit better here now. The Stukas are going to come. Just don't think that they're not. And you have to try to prepare for that. Right flank. When rolling to determine placement, roll 3 dice and use the highest result. Okay, we have a Panzer 2. So we roll 3 dice. And we roll 1, 2, and a 4, so he's going to go on 4. Still haven't had the Stuks come. They really scare me. Shouldn't have said something. I jinxed us. We have another one at 4. That's really bad. Let's see. Where's the Stuks? Here they are. Okay, we have one more, and it's an assault. That's really bad. Let's start with the assault then. So in green, they are going to target number 6. They are going to target him with 2 dice. And they roll a 6, so he's disrupted. And then we have red. They are going to target number 4, which is the sniper, with 2 dice. And he's not affected. In purple, they are going to target this guy with 1 die, and he's unaffected. Then we have all of those tanks. They're going to roll 4 dice together. And we roll a 6, so red wall takes 1 hit. Okay, it could have been a lot worse. Okay, so this time we have all of the commanders inside of the house. Yes, one is suppressed, but that doesn't matter. They're in the house and they're in combat positions. So this time we get 1 more action. So I'm going to bring my other counters out here. We are going to start by using this guy. He's going to fire at the rifleman with 4 dice. And he gets the rifleman. Then we are going to use 1 action to remove this suppression. And Pavlov is going to activate to unsuppress, or command, I should say, these guys. Like so. And then I will use an action used to unexhaust him. And that's going to be it for my actions. There we go. Okay, so we have the Soviet card phase, and then we're going to have the last wave. So hopefully we don't draw too many Fog of War. Oh, there we go. I have to shuffle. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this. I will repair the last time now. I'm not going to repair any more walls. I'm just going to survive and move my defenders if I have to. And then I will use, see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I could get one more guy into the house if I wanted to. This guy is pretty good. He has 2 more attacks, but I think that's a mistake. So I'm going to use, let's see here, this to put a counter here, and then I will use this to remove a disruption token from an artillery position. So that's my 3 actions, and now the Germans will attack with their last wave, not counting the wave number 5, which is just 3 cards. If a Soviet counter is suppressed by a mortar this round, roll to target a different combat position in the same colored area. And then we get this one, so we have 15 soldiers, or 14, so we have to pay 3 of these food tokens. And then we have a machine gunner. And he's going to go on location number 4. Man, I don't want more guys on number 4. And then we have a sniper. He's attacking purple. He's attacking this commander. He's attacking with 4 dice. He needs a 6. And he rolls no 6. Good. Okay, that was a good phase. Okay, so it is my guy's turn again, and I'm gonna have to take out that Stug. That is priority number 1. Question is if I want to use this team or this team. I think I will fire. Let's see here. He has a 5 in defense, so I better use this team. Otherwise, it's gonna have the potential of blowing up in my face. So 2 of my actions to fire the AT gun. We get 5 dice. We'll attack the Stug. Crap. Okay, that really sucks. They missed the Stug. So we have to do our last 2 actions, activating the guys with the AT rifle. And they are going to attack with 4 dice. They need to roll a 5 or higher. We roll a 5. That's very good. So we get rid of the Stug, but at the price of using 4 actions. That's a little bit too much. Okay, so now we just need to hold on. This is going to be the last wave. It's going to be a lot of Stukas and crap, but that's the way it works. 2 Fog of War, that's fine. We're going to use all of this to recruit. We have 12 points, so we're going to get 12 guys, or actually we're going to get 10 guys. So this is 2 points. We need a storm. 3, 4, 5 points, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. Okay. So that's good. We are preparing, but we have a lot of stuff that we need to clear on the board because they are going to give us -3 points for each of these guys. And that's if we survive, they can still kill us. So last attack wave, offensive. So roll 1 extra die when making attack rolls with armor and suppress rolls with infantry during assault. So let's hope we don't get an assault. So we have a mortar who is going to fire on green. He's going to attempt suppressing Glushenko, and he's using 4 dice doing so. And he rolls a 6, so he manages to suppress Glushenko. Okay, and crap, we get an assault. Okay, so green is attempting to suppress Glushenko as well, and they will use 3 dice, that's 2 plus 1. And they managed to do it, so I am actually going to... I have 2 medic kits, but I feel like he's not a very strong soldier, and I have a lot of soldiers here, so I am going to sacrifice him. And then we have this one. They are suppressing number 2. They will do so with 4 dice. That's 1, 2, and plus 1 for the card. Crap. Okay, so both of them are being suppressed. That's really bad. And in purple, also the AT gun with 2 dice because of the card. That's good. Okay, and then we have the Panzer who is going to fire with 2 dice. And he does not hit the wall. And then we have a Panzer III who is going to go on number 1. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Now we have a chance to save this. Let's use this guy here. Should remove these counters too. So we activate him to remove these 2 suppressions and unexhaust the sniper. And then we use 2 actions to activate our guys, our commanders. And let's say I move this guy before, or actually we have some guys here we can move into battle positions. So we should do that. I should have done that before I did my actions, but it doesn't matter. So he's going to use an action to fire on that rifleman. So we need to roll, let's see here, a 4 or higher. Crap, roll a 1. Okay, and that's it for our actions. We need to draw some Soviet cards now. So we need to prepare our air defenses. So I am going to use this card and this card to simply remove these suppression tokens. And not sure how this is going to go because we don't have many turns left. 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turns. We have 4 turns left, so it's going to be hard to take out all of these incoming. Okay, they have, we should have drawn a tactic card here. Infantry strike. When you place an infantry, immediately resolve an assault for all infantry on the board. We start with Stukas, and they will do 4 attacks. First attack is on 14. Second attack is on 8, 9, 10. Goes to 11. Let's see, that's 2 attacks done. So we have 2 more attacks. And now we have 7, 8, 9. I really want a low number. Please go in the flotilla. Let's see here. That's going to be 6, 7, 8, 13. And 13 we have a counter. So you see that I don't even use the AA. I just let the AA counters defend against hits. I don't even use the AA. And crap, we have a scout. He goes on number 4. So number 4 is getting dangerously busy. Now we have to do assault. So in green, they will suppress or attempt to suppress Pavlov, and they will use 2 dice. They roll Snake Eye. In red, they will attempt to suppress Chekhov, and they will use 4 dice. Crap. They managed to do it. And then in purple, they will attempt to suppress Naumov with 1 die. They don't manage to do it. Last card, crap. Number 2, we have a rifleman. Okay, we really need to do something now about all of this infantry. That's a bigger problem than all of the tanks. It could have been a number 4 and I would have lost those, so I shouldn't complain. So in green, they will attempt to suppress this guy, and they will use 3 dice. They managed to do it. And then in number, let's see here, in red, they will attempt to go on the AT guns, and they will get 4 dice again. Please don't roll a 6. Crap. So that's the danger of having these guys up in the corners, that they're much more likely to get hit by suppression. And finally, in purple, they will attempt to suppress this guy with 1 scout, and it's a sniper, it seems like, because he rolls a 6. Okay, and then we have our actions. I am going to use Pavlov to remove these 3 suppressions. Let's see here. That's my first action. So these guys can't do any actions now, since they have been had these counters on them. And then I am going to use, let's see here, where's Pavlov? So before doing that with Pavlov, I've changed the place. Again, I do my movement after, which shouldn't be done. Then I will use Naumov to remove the suppression from these counters, and to activate, let's activate one of the anti-tank guys, or actually maybe it's smarter to activate one of the infantry, so we can start dealing with the infantry. It's a bigger problem right now. Let's see, that's enough. And that was him. So we have 2 more actions. So we will use 1 action with this guy to fire at these riflemen on number 2. We get rid of them. And then last action, we will use this guy to fire 1 on the scout. And we roll a 1. Okay. Not going too good in this house right now. Gonna have to try to rally. I seriously doubt that I'm gonna be able to do the milk raid. There simply is too much stuff in the red lane. So now all I really need is just simply to survive. And track number 4 is in critical condition there. So that's, we'll see next round what's going to happen. 267th. Actually, I used that for a 1083rd to get rid of that, and 267 with that one. And then I used the Volga to put these on the Volga River to further protect against Stuka attacks. Okay, so this is it. Armor strike. If I roll a 4 now, it's lost. Roll 6. So let's see here. It's a Panzer 4. So now we have to do an attack. So he's going to start by attacking purple with 3 dice. And purple is not hit. Then Panzer 2 will attack the red, and he brings down the red by 1 point. And then the Panzer 3 attacks green, and he does not damage green. Okay. Crap. Please don't roll 4. Ah, crap. There we go. So we have a rifleman who enters 4. And that means we lost. It's very sad because we don't have a lot of German cards left. There's only 6 cards left. So it would have been a machine gunner, and he would have went on to 4 as well. So that would have been a double loss. And then the turn after, we would have had increased numbers of Stukas by 1. So we would have had 4 Stukas, a Stug, and a Scout. Last turn, assaults do 1 extra damage. So we would have Stukas again, the Stormaid, and then a final assault. And I can say that I think we still would have been in minus points. We would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24 points from our guys. And we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, minus 30 from all of these counters. And that's not counting these that would have come. That would have been 4 more. So I still think that maybe we wouldn't have had a defeat. Maybe it would have been a draw. Um, but um, I see a draw as basically losing. So yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. We were, I would say that usually doesn't go so heavily on red with the tactic cards because they usually have the left and right flank. And then I was a bit unlucky with some of the suppressions hitting several times my doubled squads. So I think maybe when you play with the tactic cards, sometimes it can make sense to not do the anti-tank in the corners, but I just feel like um, it is, you know, you have to move them around, otherwise when they get into purple, basically I'd put the strong one in red and the weaker one in green, and if they go into purple you have to move them around, but that becomes a problem when you have exhausted units because then you can't move in. So but I think maybe that if you have the brains to see forward that much, I think that can be a better tactic. But that's how it happens. Well, guys, we did our best, but we failed on veteran difficulty. I might play this again and play on elite just to show you how it works. Again, I would say that on elite, maybe I win 1/3 of the games or 1/4 of the games. So elite is really much harder than veteran. I would say that the veteran difficulty is that's my favorite way to play. I think that's a good difficulty. The only thing that bugs me again, like many people complain, is the Stukas. I think they should be a bit nerfed. I think Stukas should have either Stukas should have 3 in armor instead of 4, or AI tokens should give you 3 dice to roll instead of 2. Because, like I say, I just feel like it makes more sense to put counters on and not even use them. Because again, when you got that 5 armor Stukas, you have a 30% chance to bring one down with 2 dice. It's just not good enough. Well, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and like the video and give me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss out on more content that I'm going to publish. And if you want to help me a little bit extra, you can do a one-time donation with PayPal or YouTube Super Thanks. You'll find my PayPal address in the video description. Or you can become a member of the channel. Just click Become a Member, and that's going to cost you $2.99 US a month. Alright guys, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.